Hello gang, welcome to the channel, and today we are going through Captain Marvel again, but this time we have a specific reason to do that, and the reason is the token event we have right now into the game. In this token event, I'm always telling you to pick up the Pcard first and after the artifacts you want, but on this specific one, on this specific token event, there are a lot of juicy artifacts that you could sacrifice the card and go for them. So let's go through them and let's check out how Captain Marvel is performing with her artifact and without her artifact in ABX as level 80 with full build, Odin's Blessing and normal raids, and also something I forget to mention that she's good at GBR. I'm gonna compare her performance with the artifact and without the artifact there too, and let's go through actually the artifact selector that you could pick up for 500 tokens. I have already taken it, and the selector looks like that. Actually, there is a Ghost Riders artifact that it's totally worth it, and you already know this artifact transforms a PvE character to a full PvP unit having immortality, so this is a totally win. You should totally go into that artifact because it's something that we're going to see for one more time probably, or two, actually I'm not sure, but for sure for 2 months in a row this artifact is going to be in the game. So if you want to pick up the Pcard now and get him later, you can do it at least 2 or 3 more times. So yes, he's there, but he's only for PvP. So for the people that want to invest on something for PvE and see how their score is going to be increased for ABX, Captain Marvel's artifact is another option, and another one is Nick Fury and Scene. So there are 4 good artifacts to pick up, and yes, for Nick Fury and Scene, the difference, it's not a big deal, you know, it's a supportive buff that it's not big, so 4-star is not going to increase a lot your total damage by stage. So let's check out about Captain Marvel. As I told you, my Captain Marvel is level 80, my stats look like that. I have 62,000 energy attack, I'm capped on every stats that matter. I have a bunch of Odin's Blessing. I just equipped here artifact, but I have some videos without the artifact and some videos with the artifact. Before this artifact I had a generic one. I am on all the tries I did on Mythic uniform, and yes, still looks like that. Let's go through the actual content, but before we go through that, guys, I want you to make sure that you have smashed the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and let me know down below in the comments what are you going to pick up from the token event. Are you going for a Pcard, and good for you? Are you going for Ghost Rider to have an extra PvP character, or you're picking up Captain Marvel, Nick Fury, or Scene? Also, Black Panther is an option if you have him tier 4. Yes, there is a lot of things, so let me know down below in the comments. And the subscribe thing, I told you before, 50% of you are not subscribed and you're still watching. Guys, please do me a favor, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, boost the YouTube algorithm for me. Thank you in advance. So yeah, let's go now to the ABXs. I'm testing here mostly in ABX because this is the stage that you actually can have the maximum value out of here, because it's the only stage that is actually unique to get here at the tier 4. So the plan here, it's doing your second skill with a DLA and get the maximum out of it. You can see there is some explosions in the air from the second skill, so every time you're starting seeing these explosions, you're canceling the skill into your normal rotation. Your normal rotation is actually 3 cancel 5 cancel 4, having all the skills into the 4th skill, having all the hits of the 4th skill, and after cancel 1st skill into the 2nd skill, delay cancel into your 3rd skill, and drop some 1st skills in between the rotations. Your 1st skill need to be spam because there is couple of hits there. The skill itself, it's really fast, so you're not losing any time. The canceling on the fire, the burn season is actually really easy with your 2nd skill, and these tries I'm actually doing here is me without the artifact. As you can see, for the artifact there is a specific icon, orange, that there's not any of these orange orange buff in my buffs on Captain Marvel, so you know that I don't have the artifact only from that reason, you know, missing the little orange icon. Because it's always enabled because boss has more than 50% all the time, and the requirements for the artifact to proc and be able to actually give you something, it's that your character, the enemy you're fighting has 50% and more HP. That's why this fails to sign for ABX and ABL. But specific for ABL, in the days that you can use Captain Marvel, there is always Jean Grey, so yes, there's no ways you can compete with Jean Grey. And with my Jean Grey, she's also level 80, my Jean Grey is tier 4, but still, Jean Grey remains one of the best DPS in the game for this specific thing. As you can see here, I'm spamming as soon as possible, my 3rd skill is up, and as soon as possible my 6th skill, 5th skill and 4th skill. I'm letting only the 4th skill and the 2nd skill to place until the end, and sometimes when I have some time, I'm letting my 3rd also to pop out. The 3rd skill has some extra hits if you let it and delay it, but even if you cancel it, you are not losing a lot, so it's worth more cancel your 3rd skill and go into your 2nd skill, or cancel your 3rd skill into your 5th and your 4th skill and get the extra hits of the 4th skill or the 2nd skill all the time. Totally easy and spammy rotation, to be honest, and in the first time without the audience blessing and without a special build like mythic uniform and things like that, I was able to do 11 million in the previous video. Now I did 11.7, and that's the video I'm talking about. It's 8 days ago, 10th of November, and I did 11 million with my character being level 70 and not having any audience blessing. So the audience blessing and level 80 gave me some score, so I took like 700,000 score from being a level 70 to level 80 and also have some audience blessing, and that's really cute. But let's check out how it feels like with the artifact. And of course you have to consider that if your character is tier 4 and you have 4-star artifact or 5-star artifact or whatever artifact, you're actually getting a bigger bump into your artifact itself, because if you go into the artifact, it says 12% at the 4-star, 12% extra damage against targets that have 50% and more HP, but in the same time gives you a 0.3% of the total instinct that you have on your characters. And a character that you have an artifact and being level 80 has like maximum 1200 instinct, but if your character goes into tier 4, it explodes into like 4000 instinct. So the total buff you're going to get from the artifact, it's way bigger at tier 4 instead of level 80. So my showcase, it's like for level 80s here on the ABX I'm running right now, but in the same time I have some people on my Discord server. It's down below an invitation, you know, down below in the not the comments, the description actually of this video. So if you want to join and send me your you know, your photos, your GBRs, your ABXs, I'm there, and we are there as a community, more than 800 people. And yes, what I was talking about is that I have actually proofs for tier 4 also, what the ABX looks like for a tier 4 with and without the artifact, but it's only images, you know, I don't have the actual gameplay. It's his zero, he is now in my alliance and he was one of the champions of Giant Boss Dormammu tournament, GTD, on my live streams that we are used to do. We're gonna do the GTD 6 now, so yeah, log in guys, stay tuned for the live streams. I wanna play more tournaments, and that's why I'm gonna showcase also what Captain Marvel can do on GBR later on this video. As you can see, my damage, it's pretty solid, but in the same time with the artifact, as you can see, it's the orange icon in next to my CTP proc. This orange artifact gives you the buff I was talking about. I'm gonna show you how my 4-star artifact looks like also. The easiest way, it's the second skill. As you can see here, I did it pretty easy there, the cancelling. and yes, doesn't really seems to do a lot of difference. I'm almost in the score I end up before. I end up 11.7 and now I'm 11.6 already, and I have like 8 seconds left. So I bet my score increased like less than half a million. I remember 300k. Yes, it's actually 300k. This score compared to the other score 11.7, and this is 12.04, so it's like 300k. So having the artifact at level 80, not having the artifact, it's a 300k difference. So yeah, if that worth a lot for you, you know, go for it. But yes, what I was talking is the tier 4 value. And at tier 4, his hero, as I told you, was able to do 14.5 million, 14.5 without the artifact, and 15.2 with the artifact. So having the artifact or not adds like 700k, and could be 1 million if he was playing more consistent all the times, because there were some big changes on his scores. Playing over and over makes you to feel way better for Captain Marvel. And to do this video, I played more than 10 times with it to have a consistent, you know, rotation and different on the score from having the artifact or not having the artifact. So if you have here tier 4, if you're top 16, totally worth it. If not, I feel like it's a skip. Ghost Rider worth it way more. For GBR, I used the best team you could use, and that's Nick Fury with White Fox for Captain Marvel. I went through her normal rotation, you know, dropping 3rd skill, 5th skill, 4th skill, and letting my 2nd skill place every single time, dropping the tier 3 as soon as it's ready. And you can see the bars are flying through, and yes, 20 bars already ripped through the boss in 26 only seconds. So she is a totally killer and totally worth having here as level 80 for GBR. Of course, you have to consider that I actually have 25% pierce. I actually have this kind of founded blessing. I actually have a CTP of rage on my character. So yeah, you have to have the same things to have similar results. But she feels really solid in the level of Doctor Strange in my mind. In the level of Iron Man, you know, she's doing a lot of damage at level 80. This is really impressive, and I'm playing against GBR Dormammu Universal. So you have to consider that in the other days, the blast, the combat, and the speed day, she's gonna have even a bigger advantage because she is the typing of Captain Marvel. It's universal, which have advantage always against GBR. Actually always, except the day that the boss itself it's universal. You have advantage for blast, combat, and speed. So as you can see here, I'm struggling staying alive also, but yeah, the damage is there. I am pulling out a lot of numbers, and took me, as it seems, to go into the 20th bar like 1 minute and 42 seconds without the artifact. And with the artifact, as you can see here, I have the purple icon in the top. So yeah, that's the icon of artifact, and let's go through that. I'm having like worst rotation here, in my opinion. You know, with the artifact I played worst. I had before here 22 bars, so it has to do your gameplay also, you know, but I feel like in the end I'm making up for it. And yes, but you know, the advantage of artifact for specific this character is not on GBR or World Boss Legend, because you have a boost on your damage only in the 50% of the fight. For ABX and ABL, the artifact can carry you through all the fight, because there is not any single moment into the ABX and ABL that boss drops their HP, the bar of their life. It's not reducing at all. So it's an arcade game mode, and you have to score in a specific time. In all this time, the duration, all of the duration of the fight, the boss has more than 50%. That's why only for ABX, Captain Marvel artifact has great value, generally speaking. Here you can see I'm kind of doing faster, I feel like. I can't really remember, but yes, it's actually faster for 12 seconds. It's 12 seconds faster, for 10 for sure actually. And let's see the other. Yeah, it's clearly 10 seconds. So I did like 10 seconds faster on GBR with a worse rotation and gameplay in the second part, but I had the artifact, so you can see that fixed the gameplay I was lacking. So to wrap it up, in my mind, totally worth going for the artifact of Ghost Rider today. After that, only if you are a big fan of ABX and GBR, and if you are planning to go tier 4 Captain Marvel, here artifact worth spending, you know, a Pcard for it. Except you're super well and you have all the Pcards you want and you're totally busted and stuff like that, okay? Yes, it doesn't worth to sacrifice the Pcard only for the die-hard ABX and GBR fans, and everyone should be right now with all these rewards. But also something else I need to mention, now I say the rewards. For ABL, there is a huge value getting the last part of the score, which is 12 million. But for ABX, where Captain Marvel is good, you know, and she's unique there, there is not such a reward as tier 4 materials. So the materials you're getting, it's like team up collection stuff, and okay, I mean, yeah, it matters, but not that much as the tier 4 materials. The tier 4 materials raining into your inventory daily, it's so sweet. 50 carbonadium per day, 50 soul of Althine, feels so cool getting, and yes, thanks to Luna, I have a lot of them. Other than that, Nick Fury and Scene are the leftovers for artifact. If you already you were lucky with Captain Marvel and Ghost Rider already, or you bought them or something, Nick Fury gonna have some value, but he's still worse than Misty Knight for Luna on the speed day, and worse than Coulson for the no restriction day, and there is no doubt about that. Nick Fury came into the game and he seems to be only good to support weapon master characters on World Boss Legend, and that's all, you know. Even for ABX and GBR, he sucks big time, and he can be worst from a level 60 Misty Knight for your score in speed type, and for the no restriction day he's worse than Coulson, but Coulson has only 45%, but because of the guarding critical rate counts way more for Luna and gives you a consistent proc on your CTP of raids. So yeah, I'm not sure why to get artifact of Nick Fury, you know, only for World Boss Legend, I guess. So yes, that was it. I hope I helped you decide what you're going to get. Hit me down below in the comments, tell me what are you going to pick up on this token event. See you into the next. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Kisses in your faces.